welcome. We're doing a 90-day game plan call for those that have just come out of conference, which is exciting. From my heart to yours, if you came and experienced it, I was kind of just talking to Linda of how incredible it was. Day one, if you are part of the leadership team, we did this incredible leadership training. It's literally, I've been on the go since pretty much last Thursday, the Thursday before when I actually had the car accident, and then going on from that. So Monday and Tuesday was an incredible leadership training that Adam did. So if you got to be part of that, I know it was for QNMDs and SSCs that had the QNMD structure, which was exciting. Then we had Versace. So from this team, myself and Katrina, I definitely have big goals to have many, many, many more of you there. If you saw any of the highlights of that. Leadership retreat is quite fun. We do one morning of serious, let's do the nuts and bolts before going into conference, but the rest they kind of just dote on you, which is kind of nice. I guess we work hard for a reason, and it's nice to be appreciated. So you guys have definitely, I'm not tough, Amanda, but thank you. It's been an emotional couple of weeks, but if you definitely don't have that on your vision board, have it. You have to be an NMD. So any new NMD gets to go to next year's. Next year's is in Perth, so I take it. It could be somewhere around the wine vineyards in Perth, or is it Rottnest? Is that in Perth? Is that a thing? It might be over there. They always pick somewhere nice. So last year I did my first one. It was in Bargani Estates and the wineries in Melbourne. And then this year obviously was at Versace, which was beautiful. Sometimes I always say we don't get enough time to actually enjoy the actual rooms and, I guess amazingness of the Versace, but they closed remodel for us at night. Honestly, it's all expenses paid. You get to go pick something to do if you want to go to the spa or you want to play golf, or, usually those are the two things. Girls go to the spa, boys play golf. They invite your partners along. If you've got a husband or a partner, then they invite them along, all expenses paid too. So if that's not on your vision board, then definitely pop it on there. And then we had our incredible conference. So we had our Thursday night massive event, which if you came to that, holy dooly. I started this business 3 years ago with 6 people in a lounge room, and there were over 500. We had the auditorium upstairs. I had to do the product. I got on stage. I was like, this is not what I signed up for, but get outside your comfort zone, right? And then we had our conference Friday and Saturday. And if you were there, you get it. And if you weren't, honestly, I said this to someone, they were like, oh, I had FOMO. I know you said we should be there. Honestly, put it on your vision board to never miss one again. This is my 9th conference in 3 years, which is insane. And honestly, I would say this would be one of the biggest highlights. Number one, because I got to, see one of my girls shine, Katrina, doing an NMD speech. I know she wanted to throw up before it, so kudos to her. She got up and she did it. But also just the content, 2 jam-packed full days of epicness. Not just how-tos, but really what I guess is the crux of this business is how to get out of your own way. And we had the likes of Mitch Bean and Mills from MJB seminars. I paid $8,500 over my time to do courses of theirs. You got to see them for $300. And I get you only got an hour of them, but incredible value. So I guess for me, honestly, it was a highlight. So I said to some, they're and the ones that, we battled about conference for so long, the ones that it was their first time or the ones that had to move mountains to be there, they turned around and they were like, we get it. We get why we had to be in that room. Because whilst it's awesome I lived a few things and I'll always try and video stuff, nothing compares to what you feel in that room. Nothing. It's like that age-old saying of it's not about what they say, right? It's never about, you never will truly remember what they say, but you'll remember how they made you feel, right? You just remember that whether they made you laugh or cry or you felt inspired, like switches change in that room and you're surrounded. Conference can be the devil's advocate because you are surrounded by like-minded people, incredible shiny faces, and then you walk out into the real world and you get a no and you're like, oh yeah, right? Not everyone gets this, and that's okay. And you will walk into reality. That's why I really like to do we cried a lot. I cried a lot too. I'm sure it was like on camera somewhere. But I had like a pivotal moment in my business last December. Last conference in Melbourne. And you guys would have seen maybe that picture floating around of Adam and myself. He's got me in his arms and I'm literally like a meltdown. And yes, I cry a lot, but I remember going, you know what? I've beat myself up for so long, and I'd reached NMD by then. And, you know, I was like a 39 clubber, or almost a 39 clubber. And like, everyone's like, you got your shit together. No, right? Because we never truly do. No one does. But it's how you're willing to work on it. And I just remember that moment of going, stop comparing yourself and stop only being proud. Because once I got to NMD, I was successful. In my head, that wasn't the case. So when I got there, it was like, be proud of every step of the way. So that's what I really want to teach you. But I also want to teach you on how to take action from something like conference, because you don't want to be a statistic. You don't want to be that person that stays in the crowd and that wrote all this epic stuff down. And that literally, I was reading this book actually, and that literally closes something like this and does nothing with it. Do you know how much personal development that I've done? And I was rummaging trying to find this book today, and I was finding like Tony Robbins stuff, MJB, Simon Mitchell, like lots of Juice Plus conference books and 90-day game plans. I'm like, wow, I should probably use something from that, right? Because so many of us put it on a shelf and we'll never do anything with it. So I'm trying to help you guys not be that statistic, to actually do what you said you were going to do, right? To actually be accountable. And it's up to you guys how full out you want to play. So I'm going to be doing coaching calls over the next 5 days. So if you haven't seen that post, go to Team Illuminate, the flyer. And I'm willing, I said the first 25, but I'm willing if people have their hands up. Now I'm going to put you in a group message. There will be 3 tasks that you have to do. If you don't do them, I'm not going to give you my time. I just really want to put that out there. I value my time as much as I value yours. And I don't really want to make you jump on a coaching call if this is not really, you don't really want to take this seriously. I value my time and I value yours just as much. And there's nothing worse than getting on a 20-minute coaching call going around and around in circles if this is truly not what you want to do. But if you do want to and you are going to do the tasks, right, I'm not going to jump on a phone call with people that aren't going to do it. So go to the Team Illuminate, go to the post. You don't have to send me a message, but comment on there, and I'm going to put everyone in a group message and give you the task, and then I'll give you my Timely. I think it's called Timely, my Timely app, and you can book in a call in the time slots available. But, okay, first and foremost, if you are at conference, for me, hopefully you took notes. I think Jeff Roberti says it, a short pencil is better than a short mind, something like that. Alluding to the fact that, right, writing, especially in your handwriting, writing it down, you are more likely to remember more than if you would try and remember it, right? I like to take videos because I like to watch it back because I'm usually preoccupied in something like that with bright, shiny lights. So for me, I like to watch it back. That's why I video a lot or live a lot. So for me is honestly, a short pencil is better than a short memory or mind or whatever he says, right? But first of all, I think going through your notes, right? So you had Linda speak, you had John Holowati, you had Mitch and Mills, you had John Blair, you had, who else spoke? Adam and Kira, the panels. So you had like Lauren Slocum, Brian, Anthony Golay, Kate Golay, right? And then there was another panel with Kim Tyak and Abby and Chani, right? You had lots of different speakers. You had lots of NMD speeches, right? They're always my favorite because they're real life stories from real life people, right? That you can sit there and be like, holy crap, they did that. What am I doing, right? NMD speeches in America truly changed my life. I remember sitting there watching this woman, and to be fair, she's not alive now. She actually passed away last year, which was super sad, but she went through, she lost her parents in concentration camps. She went through 2 bouts of cancer. She hardly spoke any English. She was American, but she was of Asian descent. She hardly spoke any English, and it took her 7 years, but she was able to do it. And in America, it's a big deal to get to NMD because they get healthcare benefits on top of their income, which in America, if you know, is a big deal, right? They have terrible healthcare. So, and I remember watching her and going, I have no excuse. And then looking to my right, and the deaf community was there, and someone was signing for them all day at conference. These people do this business without the luxury of hearing. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. I got no more excuses. I may as well tear them up. So for me, NMD speeches are the best. So I want you to take, if you weren't part of conference, you can just chill out for the next minute. But I want you to go through your notes, or maybe this is homework, right? Go through your notes and look at all your speakers, and hopefully you took notes, right? John, Linda, Adam and Kira, all of that. Celine spoke. I know Louise Orman spoke. Peter, John Blair, right? All those incredible speakers. And take 1 to 2 things from each speaker that you can actually and will actually utilize, right? Because it's all well and good. I remember when I take notes, right? It's oh my God, they say so much. Yeah. And this is an old one. They say so much, and it's what will you actually use? What stood out to you? Was it a how-to concept? Was it something that they said? And how can you utilize that in your life? Okay, and then I kind of want to look back on Linda's quality questions that she asked, because will there be things that get in your way in this 90-day game plan? Yes. Will there be a lot? Yes. Right? Be more Ant. It was probably my favorite, right? That was John Holowati. Be more Ant, because his concept was ants never get distracted, right? They're not emotive. They get the job done, and they're there to get the job done. So they literally take the food to the nest, to the queen ant, go back, get some more, go back, get some more. If something knocks them off course, then they just go around and do it again. They're there for one job. Yet when we're on a mission to get to NMD, to get to that position, and someone knocks us off course with a no, with a it's a scam, with a, you product shit, your shit, right? Those sort of things. Some of us don't get back on course. So his idea was be more Ant. Don't be emotive. Don't be attached to the outcome. Get the job done that you said you would get done, right? No matter what it takes. So go through your speakers, right? This is definitely step number 1. And take 1 to 2 things from each, or the ones that truly resonated with you. Yeah. And how will you utilize them in your life and in your business? So I love it. Write some things down. Marissa, Real is the New Black. I'm pretty sure that was Natalie Baldock. New love for the ant. I love it. There's lots of things. So you can write them down in the bottom, but how will you utilize them in your business? So for me, I love Linda's, and I'm going to kind of share it with you guys now for those that weren't on it, but I love Linda's. Linda actually did it to Katrina and I at Leadership Retreat at Versace, and I was in tears at the breakfast table. Wasn't ideal. But it made so much sense because we beat ourselves up so much. So take, a little bit to write down what were your top things from your favorite speakers. Might have been Kira and Adam, right? It might have been an NMD up there. How many incredible NMDs were there? Honestly, especially the mums with their babies on stage. Brian Marsh, he's 4 children. Everyone's oh my God, that man, he's incredible, right? They both build big businesses, and I've looked after his twins. They're nuts, right? I'm oh my God, I'm tired. I need to lay down. But, they don't have help. They don't have a nanny, right? They just get shit done. If it is to be, it's up to me. Always one of my favorites, Daniela, so I love it. So go and look at that. And this was Linda's subject, right? She was all about, you're okay. She was all about quality questions, but in a different angle to what she normally does. And it was, first of all, asking yourself, right? And I'm actually, who are you? Who you are is how you lead. Would you follow you? Love it. That was the question that actually changed my business, Denise. So I love that, because whilst I was always awesome at social media and all of that, I probably wouldn't have followed me. I'm just going to see if I have a picture of it so I don't get it wrong, because I'm going off what's in my head. And then we're going to do kind of 90-day game plan is really cool right now, because we've got a 90-day game plan in September on the Gold Coast with Linda and her team. So it will be kind of cool. I don't think I did. I was too busy crying during Linda's speech, to be fair. Actually, no, I think I was living it. So for me, to have a 90-day game plan, now you have to do the 90-day game plan with what's going to fit in your life, okay? So maybe you do 30 days hard and you take like a week off or 4 days off, and then you do another 30 days or like the rest of that month, and then you take a couple of days off. Or you might do like 3 weeks really hard and then 1 week kind of like however fits into your life. Or maybe you do the 90 days. Now, when I used to do 12-week challenges, right, in the gym, if people weren't getting results after 6 to 8 weeks, they would fall off, right? But John Holowati shares something pretty incredible, and if you didn't watch the live, go back into Team Illuminate and watch it, right? And he did a 90-day game plan, which he was at SC for like 3 years. And he was like, came back from Rome Convention or Nice or Germany or something, and he did a 90-day game plan. And that's when he found Katie Raby, right? Katie Raby completely revolutionized Juice Plus over there. So for me, he didn't have any results until like day 67 or something like that. So most people would have given up by then, right? But you got to see the whole 90-day game plan through. When I did my first 90-day game plan, truly gave it my all. And I mean, right, I was more than busy and I had a lot going on in my personal life then. I always remember that, because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to end up in a corner in the end. But I didn't, because I strategically took days where I would fill my own cup up every single day, whether it was an hour, whether it was 20 minutes. I made sure that I strategically did that in my schedule. But I signed up 27 distributors in 3 months. Now, I had a goal to do 45. 45 and 90 had a really cool ring to it. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing that. Right, 27, if I had not set some stupid, unattainable in my head goal of 45, I never would have done 27. If I had set a goal of like, I'm going to do 5 a month, then I might have done 2 a month, right? So I stretched myself. I was like 45. And I remember Linda going, Lauren, if you do that, you're like, I'm going to bow down. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I did 27, and that was pretty hectic, right? And out of 27 came some true diamonds. Pretty sure Jana came from that. I'm pretty sure KP came from that. Who else would have come from it? Maybe Jay came from that. Some serious like game changers in my business came from that 90-day game plan. But now, did everything happen in like the first month? No. Did everything happen in the second month? No. When did the seeds that I'd sown start to flourish and grow? 3rd month. I think I did like 4, 8, and then I did the rest, right? That's mental. I remember Lindy calling me up like, Lauren, you can't manage that many people. I'm like, Lindy, it's not a management business. So Linda's speech at conference was incredible. And I'm actually going to get a couple of leaders to share their top takeaways from conference before we kind of go into the creating your 90-day game plan. But Linda's was awesome. So many times we say, like, you compare yourself. Like, I don't have the skills Brian does, or I don't have to have the gift of the gab that Adam does, or, you know, I'm not savvy, or I don't have enough time, or we use all these things to beat ourselves up and hold ourselves back. Or, you know, how many times you beat yourself up? I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. You know, I don't have that network or whatnot. You think about, right, all the things you have to summon to be able to do this business. Just think about, right, one thing in your life that you are so proud of, that you didn't think was possible, but you did it anyway? So Linda asked me this, and I was like, moving overseas at 21, right? If you knew me as a kid, I was a massive homebody. I just remember being in primary school and I'd crawl, my mum crying, like didn't want to stay at people's houses. I grew up being a massive homebody. For me to be 21 and move literally halfway across the world, never thought it was possible. I literally gave myself a month. I gave myself a month before I knew that I could call it quits and come back home. I stayed for 5.5 years, right? I came back home twice. So for me, did I think it was possible? No. But what did I have to summon, right, inside of me to be able to achieve that? For me, it was faith, trust, hope, right, compassion, boldness, if that's a word, I'm not sure, right? And then think about your thing. What's your thing that is truly you didn't think was possible, but you achieved it, right? You did it anyway. It might be something in this business. It might be getting to a certain position. It might have been giving birth to your children. It might have been, I don't know, right? I'm not sure. But think about that thing that you are so proud of that you achieved when you didn't think it was possible. You can write it down if you want to. Quit my job. I love it. Love that. It was incredible. Right, sorry, I'm just reading the comment box. So hopefully you have that thing. You have that thing that you're like, yep, didn't think it was possible, but I did it. I know for some women it was literally giving birth. I quit my job yesterday. Oh dear, awesome, I love it. I quit my jobs. I quit 3 of them within 2 months of each other. I remember giving my key back at PT instead of signing my contract, which they thought I was going to do. Love it. Love it. So you got that thing, right? Think of it. What are those attributes? What are those suit of armor, right? What are those things you had to call upon in that moment to be able to achieve that? Was it boldness? Was it compassion? Was it faith, hope, gratitude? Was it love? Was it forgiveness? What was it? What are those things that you had, right? At conference and then blank again. Get out of your head, Lindsay. Think about this. Breathe. Close your eyes and it will come to you, right? Mine popped in and I thought mine would be different, but I think that was a pivotal moment in my life. Changed everything forever. I don't know, maybe if I took one step back, it would be leaving uni 3.5 years into my degree, which was a pretty big step. So if you can't think, you're in here. And if you're in your head, you're dead, right? You got to think from here. When Katrina was getting on stage, she was so in her head about, oh my God, what if I say the wrong thing? I'm like, it's your story. No one can tell you your story is bullshit or wrong. Your story is your story. And you know what? I was told this by Linda when I was getting on stage, because I cried literally my whole speech in Melbourne. And I just remember getting on stage in Anaheim and I was freaking out. There was 8,000 people and I was like, this is crap. I'm crap. Oh my God. She's just like, you have one job. You have one job. If one person walks away with one glimmer of hope or inspiration from what you have to share, then your job is done. Your job is not to say a speech. Your job is to inspire someone out in that crowd that is stuck by sharing your story. And I literally got goosebumps when I got a message from a girl. I have no idea who she is. She was American, right? And she sent me one of the most beautiful messages I've ever read. And I have no idea who she is, right? And she, had been stuck at SSC for so long, and that's all your job is. So if you can't think of an answer to this question, Lindsay, you've given birth to 3 effing children, right? See you, Jay. You've given birth to 3 children. I'm pretty sure one of those will be an epic achievement that you might not have thought was possible, right? And something like that. So what are those things, right, that you have to summon, right? And you write them down. And then you think about this. When you are And then you think about the second question, is what are you most proud of? Like, what is that thing that you are most proud of in life that you have achieved? You can think about business. You can think about your spirituality. You can think about your relationships. You can think about your family, your finances, your health, whatever. What's that like thing that you are so most proud of? Yeah. And what are those things that you had to summon to achieve that? Right. I promise you, if you match them up, they're very similar. So you have all of those things inside of you, right? Whether that's love or gratitude or compassion or practicality, or I don't know, I'm trying to think of some that you might have to summon. I promise you, if you match them up side by side, they might not be all the same, but there will be some relativity there. There will be some that are the same. You have to understand that's already in here. Yeah. So when you think about it and you beat yourself up in this business of, I can't do this or I'm stuck. If you just gave yourself some love, some compassion, if you were bold, right, how could you more effectively handle those challenges within your business? They wouldn't be challenges because you are using what you've already got inside of you. It was an incredible exercise that I honestly go and watch. I'm sure I lived Linda. Go and watch her. She breaks down in tears numerous times. There's definitely ugly crying in that. But that was like a pivotal moment when she did that at breakfast. And if you could just use those things, ask yourself a more quality question like, in this challenge, how could I use love? In this challenge, how could I use being more bold? In this challenge, how could I use more compassion? Yeah, it's on Linda's. Yeah, it's incredible exercise. And honestly, you get such a better answer instead of being like, oh, I can't do this and I can't find team and I can't do this. Instead of like re-evaluating and rewiring your brain to go, I'm having a challenge right now. And this challenge is this, identify it, see it where it is, see it as it is. And the Tony Robbins thing, don't see it as worse than it is. Don't see it as better than it is. Just see it as it is. And then ask yourself a more empowering question of, in this moment, how could I use more love? In this moment, how could I use being more bold? X, Y, Z. It's a great exercise. So that was my top takeaway. John Holowati was incredible. Adam and Kira did a phenomenal job of closing it. We did a great closed eye process with Anne. If you've never done one before, I'm sure he'll do it again at 90-day game plan. It's an incredible exercise. A visualization exercise, kind of like a mini meditation as well. But I kind of want to call upon some awesome people. So if you can chat, I'm actually going to call upon Denise because I told her I would. Where is she? There she is. So I just want to hear like a top takeaway. So just so you guys know, Denise and Greg had never been to a conference before. They're like SC and SSC, some super fast moving businesses, which is crazy, and they'd never been before. So I knew when I could get them there, I was like, oh my God, they're just like, their faces are going to fall off. So what was your top takeaways, guys, and how are you going to utilize it in your business?
I don't know if I can only stick to one, Loz.
Love it.
Okay, I'll take my top one. I don't know if it is my top one though. It's one that I actually love. It's when you're sharing either the business or products with people, particularly the business, probably is believe in someone before they believe in themselves. So look at someone and see the strength in them and the what they have, and just love all over them, because you can see, it's easier to see what other people have more than they can see themselves. And I know that that's true for me and lots of people as well. I don't know if I've worded that particularly well. I'm going to be greedy and go for another one. And I wrote this in the chat before. It's really important that you have your vision to be really strong, because then it gives you the ability to dream again, and that helps other people to be able to dream again as well. So that was a really powerful one for me.
I love that. What about your right-hand man over there?
I'll take a different view. It was about some stuff I got off John Holowati. I think he's probably now my favourite male crush. He was a cracker. For a bloke to reach the level that he's on, I think Joe shared, or I should say someone shared, that he's on £100,000 a month, but he had one team in his first year, and that was his mum. And he went to all these conferences, and he finally went to Venice and suited up to go to a party, which was a one-club party. And he went with his upline because he thought he'd get in. And he went to the door and he couldn't get in because it was his boss who was a one-club party. And he said, well, I'm terribly disappointed. But his boss said, well, if you can't get in, I'm not coming in. So for me, that was an encapsulation of what it is to be a leader. And he flourished from then and led. And he told an awesome story about going up and being disappointed because he was behind an L-plate driver. Then he realised, like in this company, we're all L-platers one day, and that's the beauty of starting at the bottom. Yeah. So he treats everyone like the day he was an L-plater. So that's my focus in our team, to always look after the little guys and never be disappointed about the same questions and their frustrations. Don't be discipline your disappointments. And my favourite takeaway is be more ant, even though I stuffed it up when I posted it on Facebook. I think I put be and an ant, which come out at bean ant. So, yeah, anyway, more me than him.
I love it.
So, yeah, he was my favourite, but there was so much. I'd highly recommend if anyone ever is contemplating going or not going, you just got to go. All our leaders said we had to go, and we made the point of going, and it was 10 times better than they did good justice to go. So I'll never forget it.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing, and thanks for investing in you and coming.
Pleasure. Absolutely.
Who else wants to share? I can see some peeps on here. Raise your hand, come off mute, take that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 approach, and I want 2 more shares. And I told Denise I was going to call upon her, but who else wants to share?
I'll share, Loz. It's Ruth.
Awesome. I'm going to spotlight you. There you are.
Hey. The biggest thing that I got out of it is be unique. Let's stop copying off everyone else and be vulnerable, be you, be different. People buy you, not the product, and follow that golden rule. The other biggest thing that I got, as well as just listening to our mission statement, I've actually never heard the mission statement, and that was to build the Juice Plus mission statement is to build a stable and lasting company that will help as many people as possible to realise their dreams. And being at that conference, you certainly listening to all those NMD speeches, you really get an understanding that this business does deliver dreams, and it's not some scam that people that we get that quite often. It's a scam, and clearly we've seen that these people are changing their lives. They're retiring their husbands. They're quitting their jobs. It's real. So I just loved that mission statement, Loz. That really just really amplifies what this company can do and what we all can do together.
Love it. Love it. Okay. And that was your first conference too, which is exciting.
Wow.
And do you get like I guess I can sit here until I'm blue in the face, but do you get why we share that it's a non-negotiable?
100%. Yeah. If you guys aren't there next year, you're crazy. Absolutely crazy.
And how many moms were there with babies and kids?
It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I think I took a photo. I've actually got it up. There was a photo that Celine took in front of the Juice Plus sign of all the mums with all their little bubbas. And they all had, there was no excuses. They had their mats out, the toys, the bottles, the biscuits. They're all sitting on the floor. It's just, they certainly didn't come with excuses. They were there with bubbas galore. So it was really
And I get awesome to steal them, so it was okay.
I don't want to steal them. I was happy leaving mine at home.
I love that. I love that. And then, definitely you can do that as well. Who else wants to come and share? Come off mute. I'll spotlight you. One more person.
I'll share. It's Keeks.
Awesome. Coming to find you.
Still in video. Oh, video.
Where are you? Keep talking.
I'm here.
Okay. Girlfriend.
So this was my third conference, and I was too embarrassed to get back up and do the recognition, because that would have been my third conference as an SC. So being stuck at that level, but yeah, listening to John again once, and I've heard him before, and he was stuck at SC for 3 years, so that was really cool just to hear that again. And also to be a person you're not is to waste the person you are, I think was one of the biggest things for me, hearing that. I didn't write down who it was from though.
No, totally. And who's the person you are, and what are you wasting? What are you wasting?
Just hiding. I do still hide all my this is so scary. I'm the crier.
Next to me, I only crack cries.
I know, sitting next to my team all weekend, and they're just like, oh my God, you just like non-stop cry. Just hiding because I cry all the time.
And what's scary about crying?
This. It's terrifying.
What's terrifying about it?
Just because I can't stop it, so it's frustrating.
There is this amazing song at the moment, and I want you to listen to it, and it's by Bliss and Esso, and it's called Memories. It's one of my favorite gym songs at the moment, and it literally has this line, and I actually cried because I'm like, oh, it's me. And it said something about tears, and like they're cleansing, right? And they're healing wounds or something like that. And I just remember and emotions are amazing. Emotions say that you're real. And I know your backstory around it. I get it, right? Is like emotion is not good. Emotion's real. It's relatable. It's raw. And if you don't cry, you don't combust because there's too many tears.
Yeah.
But no more hiding.
I cry all the time. Thanks. It's not key.
No more hiding.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's been a lot of the fear is, I'd love to be up doing NMD, but I know this will happen, so.
Did you see my Melbourne speech? It would only be natural.
Yes, I know, and I was tearing up for you.
Yeah, it was terrible, but that's the most real. That's most people won't relate to bitch me. People don't relate to bitch me. They relate to, right, the crier, the emotional, the real, the raw, the vulnerable. Tears are good.
Yeah.
So you just have to change your perspective on that.
Yes. But that's the biggest thing I took away, is just to start being me.
Because people buy that. Right?
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that. And I nearly kicked your ass that you didn't get up there and walk across the stage. Lots of people. But next time in Perth, it's going to be a different story.
Yeah.
Awesome.
NMD. Crying.
Crying. Lots of tears. Yeah. Thanks for sharing, babes.
No worries.
Okay. So you can see that's why I love getting people to share. My takeaways are different. You always hear what you need to. And that's why you can't you can't take 1,000 notes and it sink in, because you'll only take something that resonates with you. So I got really teary-eyed at John Blair, one of the presidents of our company. He's the most beautiful man, and I've heard him speak many times, and his wife kind of just stands there. Her name's Chrissy, I think, and she just stands there and she's really meek and mild, and right, John's the talker. And on the last night she got up and shared, and I hope I got it on video, but I don't think I did. She shared this beautiful, beautiful thing. John Blair was the person that said the powder tasted like shit, right? And they needed to put it in a capsule. He put his, like, literally life, future, financial, right, on the line for this company. And he changed, right? He changed it all, but it might not have gone so well. And she got up and shared what incredible legacies left behind, right, of this mission statement that Rish shared so well. Like, what a legacy to leave behind in this company. He truly had everything riding on him, and he pulled it off. So, you know, that, like, this company might not be around. The product might not be around, right? And therefore, if they're not around, we wouldn't be here with an opportunity to change your whole life. And she said, and she got all teary-eyed and she said, what an incredible legacy to leave behind, right? And I was just like, oh my God. So you, and that's going to be a part in here, is definitely a mission statement. And honestly, this is a bit morbid, and knock on wood, I'm never wishing upon anything. But if you were to go tomorrow in the next 10 years, what would you leave behind? Like, what is that legacy you would leave behind? Do you know you have a willable business in your hands? You can will this to someone. You can't sell it to someone, but you can will it. So if I was to go, this would be my niece's. She already knows how to do a presentation. I've taught her well from the very beginning. She can talk about Juice Plus. Yeah. And so you have a willable asset in your hands. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to leave behind? And what's your mission statement? So there's some takeaways. That's why I love sharing, because everyone's takeaways are so different. But I guess going from here, right, what are you going to do? What are the goals that you're going to set? So I'm actually going to do our own little booklet. And you guys, first and foremost, are going to have accountability buddies. So I want you, if you weren't at conference, it's totally fine. It's nothing going to be related to conference. It's going to be about goal setting and what you are willing to do and walk away, and how you're going to celebrate. And there's going to be some tools in there for you also. So first and foremost is getting accountability buddies, a team of like 3 or 4. I think the least amount is better, but having more than 2. So 3 to 4 people. I would like to see outside of your teams. So I wouldn't go, obviously you're all in my team, but I wouldn't go and do it with my frontline, right? Because they feel accountable to me anyway. And I feel like, you know, I don't want to be a hard ass. So I'm going to go and do it with my sideline buddies. So, you know, the likes of Lorian and Kira and that, right? I'm going to go and do it with my sideline buddies. So you guys, I would love to see accountability, like if you're in the Quantum Leap Challenge, but not having 7 to 10, but having 3, 4, 5 people max, right? So making sure that you go and make your accountability groups, have a little group message, have a group, whatever you feel comfortable within doing, and keeping yourselves accountable, right? Keeping each other accountable to what you said you're going to do. So I'm going to have this ready by Friday. So it's going to be like, what is my ultimate goal for the next 90 days? And again, you can shape it how you want to, right? So are you going to structure it in 30-day goals? Are you going to structure it in one big 90-day goal? So you can think about it. If you were to come to the 90-day game plan, what are we celebrating, right? What are you going to have achieved? So what is the ultimate goal for the next 90 days? The first little kind of, and I'm going to set for all of you that want in, I'm going to go find my old one. I'm going to have a group page or a group event thing that is every day there's going to be tasks. So it's going to help you, right, be able to structure your days better, right? Have more things to do to add to your DMO or whatever you want to call it, right? To add to your daily method of action. And I'm going to do that, right? I'm going to do that for you guys every single day. I'll post, I will do live videos in there. And it's just out of Illuminate because I don't want to bombard that for the people that aren't in this, that don't want it as much as you guys do. Okay, so you're going to have your own little group, and then you're going to have your own like bigger group that I'm going to do. So we suggest income and or club levels as previous guidelines. Okay, so think about right? And I'll have team trainings for this, or maybe a live call in the group to help you guys stay accountable. So we suggest an income and or club level. So making sure that you're like, okay, what's my goal? But then how can I stretch myself, right? So my goal might be SDVF or SC or SSC, but then how can I stretch myself? And that's with club levels. Okay, so, if you're just qualified, right? Or even if you're not qualified, the first goal is to get yourself qualified. The next goal would be, how can I get to 3 club? Okay, the next goal would be, how do I get to 6 club, 8 club, 10 club, 12 club, whatever it is. Clubs, if you don't know, if I'm talking gibberish, right, is just about helping people get to SDVF and qualify their business, and they become club levels. Really, that's how you're earning residual income in this business, is by helping people get to that. So it might be an income level. I like this because I've probably been where you are, okay, or where you want to be in terms of income, and I can help map it out because I know strategically approximately what an income might look like. So if you want to earn $1,000 a month in the next 90 days, right? If you want to be earning $1,000 a month in the next 90 days, I should say, I know what that looks like. I know what 1,500 looks like. I know what 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. I know what they all look like. Then we can work backwards. Okay, what will life be like when I have that? So this, if you've ever been on a coaching call of mine or a goal setting call, it's like, okay, I've got to attach emotion to it, right? If your goals are not attached to an emotion and aligned with your values, you will never achieve it. You will never achieve it. And that's a big statement to make. But I truly know if there's not enough drive to that emotion, and you're either fueled by pleasure or pain. And I learned something fabulous from Scott Harris, right? If you are fueled by pain, right, the pain of not having something, the pain of not achieving it outweighs, it only lasts so long. So Katrina and I are very similar. I don't know if she's on here, but Kat and I are very similar. We're both fueled by the pain of not achieving something. Okay, and we feel like we will be uninspired to do anything if there's no more pain, right? Be comfortable. That can only last so long. You've got to have a bigger purpose, a bigger mission, a towards goal to work towards. And I'm going to put that in there as well to help you guys through that. So what will life be like when I have that $2,000 a month, that $1,000 a month? Will there be joy? Will there be less stress? I want to hear positive words and not like I'll have, no more bills, or I'll have, less stress, right? Use positive emotions to attach. And what will life be like if I don't have that? So this gives you the two. This gives you a towards emotion, and this gives you like, well, here's the shit thing that is going to feel and have if I don't achieve it. Okay, and then we have a massive action plan. So consistency is key. How am I going to achieve my ultimate goal, right? Some examples of great high-paying activities, and I will be doing that for you guys daily, and I'll have some things in the sheet. But you're going to have to commit to daily, weekly, and monthly things. So I remember when I did this, daily, I'm great with team, but I can slack off with customers. So daily it was, making sure that I'm, posting about the product. Weekly it was customer check-ins more regularly. And monthly was customer emails and program them, which I did through MailChimp, XYZ. So my thing was always about customers because I know what I'm capable of with doing with team. So massive action plan. So you're going to be accountable, and you're going to have to write it down, to be accountable. I'm going to have grids in there and the amazing tools that Adam did. I was just getting inspiration from this today, to be honest. And then how we celebrate your success, right? Write down some words or phrases that will keep you motivated to stay on track. Write down also how you'll feel when you achieve the goals in your 90-day game plan. And what will you do to celebrate? I think that always, and I said this in my speech in Anaheim, you have to celebrate the small wins. So every single month, by making sure that you keep yourself accountable to what you said you would do, right? All those daily, monthly, weekly things that you said you would do, right? To be able to achieve this, and you have the emotion, right, attached to it, then you need to celebrate. So every month it might be like, well, I can get a facial because I can, right? Or I can do this. Or maybe you celebrate at the very end when you reach that goal. Okay, but you can't just be like, oh, I was really close, so I'm going to do it anyway. No, right? You celebrate when you achieve that. And then I'm also going to put a fearless playlist. I loved this. I chose my NMD song 2 weeks into me doing this business. 2 weeks in, Linda said, you need a song. You need a song that on those down days, on those days where you get the nose, that you have the face down moments, you put it on, you blast it, and it means something to you. You dance around, you shake it off, and you walk forward without looking back. Yeah? So she like shared the story, like she'd get to an event, no one would be there, and she's like, this is shit. And she'd put her radio on the way home or a CD, and she'd go crazy and sing and get it out. And then it was like, right, it's not about me. It's not about me, right? This is a step in this business. So start thinking about what is that song, right? Mine is Change Your Life by Little Mix. It has a massive connection to me. I used to live in the UK. They were actually on the show The Voice, I think, when I lived over there, and I was addicted to it. And I remember going to see them live, and they're incredible, and I just loved that song, right? And had a massive emotional connection to England, whereas I love. And so I just knew that was my song. So on the bad days, on the down days, on the face down moment days, the days I wanted to call Celine and tell her I quit, which I did twice, by the way, I definitely would turn that song up. So, and also power virtues and making sure you stay committed to reading, right? And personal development. There's definite high-paying activities that if you want to achieve these goals, and we need to work backwards, that, okay, you want to be 3 Club, then we need to, be inviting to events and starting your team strong and all of that to be able to, achieve 3 Club. But you also need to invest in yourself. And that's what Conference is all about. But also recommending reading, the likes of GoPro, The Magic, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, which is dead set my favorite book ever. I think investing in yourself, right, is so important. And, I've done lots of personal development. I've spent a lot of money over the time, but kudos to lots of people in here. One big mention is Lindsay, right? I remember, I saw how much she's grown over, I think she's been in the business maybe a year and a half. And, she's willing with 3 children to invest in herself. I know she's done lots of personal development courses. She'll come to anything that she can, and you learn and you grow and you use it. Each one teach one, right? That's how we learn the best is you go, you learn it. And the best way you learn is through teaching it to someone. So you learn one, you do one, you teach one, right? So look at a 3-way call. You're on a 3-way call with your upline, you're a prospect, you're in it, you're doing it, right? Then you do one, learn one. So then you're getting prospects in front of your upline and you're learning it, and then you teach it. And how do you teach it? You do it, right? Each one teach one. That's how we learn the best. Are you going to stuff up, right? This 90-day game plan is not to be perfect. And if I learned anything over my 3 years, practice makes permanent, never perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. I wish I was polished sometimes. I wish I didn't say the wrong thing, right? I was up on that stage in front of 500 people talking about the product, and I have a list in my head of all the key points I have to say. And I'm like, didn't say that one, didn't say that one, didn't say that one. Ugh, I wish I was Linda. No, don't wish you were someone else, right? Wish that you were better. Never wish it was easier, right? That favorite line from that incredible movie that I love, A League of Their Own. You can judge me if you want. I love that movie. And he's just honestly, and he says something like that, and it's it's the hard that makes it good, right? It's the hard that makes it fun and rewarding, right? We don't learn when everything's smooth sailing. We learn in our greatest strengths, in our greatest challenges. That's when we grow the muscle, as Linda would say. Yeah, unfortunately, you don't get good in the gym or gain muscle from the 10 easy squats, You gain it when I want to cry and walk away. Right? The Last Couple. Love that movie. See, I'm not the only one. Awesome. I love it. So start thinking of your song. So look out for this. I started doing it today, but I kind of wanted to add some other stuff into it because it's not very big. But some homework, from this. Number 1, if you went to conference, take the key points out, the 1 to 2 from each speaker that resonated with you. Yes, Denise, you have to choose 2, and write them down. And what I like to do, I'm a collector of notebooks. I write. Katrina and I, if she is on here, we are terrible. We literally pick a page and write it. And so I have lots of notebooks, but then I have one precious notebook that is my golden nugget book. And Christine Drummond taught me this. And after a conference or an event or something, right, a Zoom chat, whatever, the golden nuggets go in that book, right? The things that I repeat that I'm like, that's Linda's, and I tell everyone it's mine, right? Or like, I learned that from Adam or Jeff Roberti or Cheryl Cortese, right? I just repeat shit that they say. That's the art of duplication. So for me, I have that golden nugget book that like where I take all the mess out and I transfer the good parts into that. Yeah, and I do that after every conference or event. So do that. Yeah, good idea, right? I learned it off Christine. I wish I could say it was my own. The second is like find your accountability buddies. Look out for the post that says join this group if you're in the game plan. And the game plan is going to start officially on Monday. I have some great prizes for you. I have teed up coaching calls with Lauren Slocum, Linda, Emma Sneddon, and I've asked John. He has yet to get back to me. So I'm going to have prizes, right? Like I definitely think things are awesome, but I definitely think they're more valuable, right? So I have teed up Linda, Emma, and Lauren, and I'm yet to hear back from John, but fingers crossed I do. And they're going to be team coaching call prizes for at the end of the 90-day game plan. So make up your little accountability groups, right? Reach out, see people in here. But it's got to be people that you're not going to be, and I say this with utmost respect, that you're not going to be nice to, that you're going to kick their butt, right? So I've got people in my life that I'm like, oh yeah, I couldn't kick their butt. And they couldn't kick mine. Yeah, so make sure it's people outside of your network, outside of your team. So making sure that that's happening. And then have a think about that song, right? Maybe do that exercise that I did of Linda's, but think about that song that's going to get you through the down days, the hard days, the challenges, right? The face down moments. And it's going to be your NMD song, right? Close your eyes, envision you walking out on that stage. I remember on bad days, that's what I would do. I'm like, I'm worthy of being on that stage. I'm worthy of sharing my story, and I'm worthy of what comes with an NMD business. So doing that. Yeah, close your eyes, make it that happen. And I will get to those calls shortly. So look out for this book. I'll finish the file. I'll pop it up in our closed 90-day game plan group. And it's only for people that want to play full out. So if you're like, yeah, wishy-washy, don't join it. Just be like, own it. Own that you don't want to be, going crazy for the next 90 days. And those goals, they'll happen when they happen. But this is for people that want to go all in. So any other last questions before we kind of wrap it up? I've stolen an hour of your time. Any last takeaways, shares, or questions before we say goodnight? Come off mute because I can't see everyone. So come off mute, share, or ask your question, and I'll do my best to answer it. If not, I'll say goodnight. Just be more in. Where can we get the 90-day game? I've got to do it first. So this is an old one. I just got inspiration from it today. I've done many 90-day game plans, so I'm going to do my own up. So stay tuned. It doesn't start officially till Monday. I want to get these coaching calls out of the way over the next couple of days. I've got a big tomorrow already, so I'm going to start the coaching calls probably Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to do calls. And yeah, hopefully get this game plan book done by Friday. No, you haven't, Linz, go to Team Illuminate. Right in the comment box, I'm going to put you all. There's going to be 3 tasks before I will get on the phone with you. I respect my time. I respect your time. So jump in. It's in Team Illuminate. It'll be one of the top posts. It's a flyer. Awesome. Mwah. I'll talk to you guys soon. And just be more Ant, apparently. It's like the hashtag of the century.
Thanks, Loz.
Thanks, Loz. Go and rest that voice.
Nah.